Letter from Stephen Richard Eng. Thursday evening, 15 October 1958. Dear Mom and Pop, last weekend, tour number 5, we lunched at a German medieval city, Dinkelsboo something, and stayed overnight at Würzburg. I had a date with a girl who remembered vividly the infamous activities of Donald Dusenberry in Salzburg. At Rothenburg, we saw nauseating torture instruments in a massive turnstile, and forthwith located a club which was open in daytime. We found it with the aid of a map which a corrupt friend who is not with us had sketched for me before we left Munich. Rothenburg was fantastic in its preservation of nearly all its Middle Ages buildings, like nothing in England. We stayed overnight in Würzburg. Next morning, the bus continued along the romantic road, original route of the highway of the days of the Holy Roman Empire. The Autobahn was faster coming home, though we saw 2 fatal accidents. Homework this week is excessive since 3 6-week tests confront me Monday. The others occur later in next week. You may not hear from me so often, partly because nothing happens, but chiefly since I have written less than 100 words and read but 150 pages since I got here outside of schoolwork. A government research paper is due shortly. Last night we were involved in a religious philosophical debate when a sophomore counselor said, "The racket will warrant our appearance before the next dorm council." We confounded him, however, with such retorts as, "Prove the existence of Mr. Kling. He is just someone you want to believe in. Dorm council is not a part of my thoughts, therefore must not exist, and nothing is absolute," etc. He is convinced we are insane, but we at least preserved our freedom. About those beer steins, the paper says 20,000 were taken, yet in the dorm alone we had over 600, not answering for the girls, who steal many and are given many more. A comprehensive raid yielded 210, but there are at least that many under mattresses, in footlockers, and nailed into the appurtenances above windows in each room. I made $6 selling Oktoberfest signs and old mugs given me by workmen after the thing was over, and the beer tents were being dismantled. My only mugs are now a half dozen I bought or found. I just spend money whenever I need to without keeping a budget as such, yet you should have by now last month's record of expenditures. Each month is going to be different. Barbara got an F in English today. Miss Benson said her writing don't come natural, moi aussi. My other teachers are pretty good, if risque. The government even protects you when you're abroad, in parentheses. The history teachers flays the Protestants and Catholics, or maybe he means says, I don't know, the Protestants and Catholics where they need it. He suggests, however, that politically the best thing for the Western world as bulwark against communism would have been the preservation of Catholicism, which would have, of course, been a political as well as spiritual front. But he confided to the few of us privately that our Lord, in his opinion, was a neurotic evangelist whose popularity is the result of his even more zealous henchmen after his death, rather than anything divine about him. Yesterday, I told the speech class what I want out of life. The title of the assigned topic is poor grammar, even. But I managed to include my urge toward writing and travel. The average talk was a hypocritical melange of platitudes, happiness, security, et al. A religious buddy, who is the instigator of the Right Start to the Day Club and similar subversion, told of how he was saved and that God has chosen him to convert the Jews. There are some people of Semitic extraction in there who didn't appreciate this. One of my friends, though Nordic, claims he is Mohammedan and that all Christians are pagans and that he wishes to die slaying the infidels. This is all good fun, except for the fanatic, whose aforesaid speech was pretty offensive. The podium in speech class is no pulpit, and the teacher has nearly told him so. They're not in those words. Enough of religion. Joke. Mommy, Mommy, why must I go to Europe? Shut up and get in the care package. Another. Daddy, why can't I go outside and play like other boys? Shut up, son, and deal. It is time to do my government. To go do my government. Our teacher has kindly exposed the Founding Fathers as a gang of grafters, so I have nothing left to believe. Except the Yankees. Love, Steve. Thanks for the clippings.